Welcome back. This is the men's individual competition. We are in the second heat. There are 4 heats total. This is event number 5 for this group of men. And we'll have this current lane assignments here momentarily. We'll walk you through that, but let me explain what event number 5 is. We're calling it the ball toss. It's worth 50 points in their overall total. The athletes will be sitting on the GHD, or the glute ham developer. They must reach back, do an incredible range of motion on their sit-up, grab a 4-pound medicine ball, sit up, and throw that ball as far as they can. They're trying to throw as many balls as far as possible in 20 seconds. There's Frederick Agidius, number 39, as he's just making the final preparations to get ready to throw those balls. And there is your 08 Games champion, Jason Khalipa.
Yeah, a lot of really big names in this heat. Neil Maddox, Jason Khalipa, Asia Bardo, Lucas Parker, Nate Schrader. Guys that were expected to win, be on the podium, even win. They need to make their move now. Personally, I don't think in this heat anybody can come from this far behind and end up on the podium. But if anybody can do it, Jason Khalipa, the comeback kid, might be one there. But they need to score here.
And he has done that time and time again here at the CrossFit Games. Come back and overcome a long distance to go on the leaderboard. And those athletes are throwing those balls as far as they can. The roll does count in their overall total. There's Nate Schrader, and we would expect that athlete to do quite well. He's a taller athlete, has more leverage as he's coming up and throwing those balls.
Yeah, so our taller athletes, those longer levers, going to have more time to create speed on that medicine ball. But that speed and that length of the throw isn't going to be nearly as important as rifling through and get as many medicine balls out there as you can. It's both the length and numbers. So one extra medicine ball is going to make a huge difference in how many points you score rather than getting 2 or 3 further. So speed is going to matter here. You want to generate a lot of power with those hips, those hip flexors, and let that ball fly.
There's Justin Allen, and right next to him, Asia Barto in the red shirt, number 55, and Philip Kniep, who is an affiliate owner in Lincoln, Nebraska. So is somebody that has GHDs in their affiliate, and quite used to doing this movement. Most people don't incorporate the ball toss along with that, though.
A very GHD, very common apparatus. The GHD sit-up, very commonly done. Throwing a medicine ball off the GHD for distance and time, not common. So this is a new challenge for CrossFitters.
And a good look down the line as those athletes start their 20-second go, trying to throw as many of those 4-pound medicine balls as they can. There's a good look visually as to how far each competitor is throwing his balls.
Now,
and
speed and smoothness, rhythm is going to be huge. And then right there, Neil Maddox getting off his last throw just before the buzzer. Again, like a basketball shot clock, as long as that ball has left the fingertips before the buzzer, it counts. Look at down here at the bottom of your screen, all of those medicine balls. Again, not very far for some of those, but he's got the field peppered with balls that all are going to count as points for him.
Made it up by quantity, not necessarily quality of each throw. And you can make up a lot of distance just by throwing 1, 2, maybe 3 extra balls down the field. Now these athletes will assemble together. They will go down to the track, and they will start the men's track triplet. This is heat number 2. We have 4 heats total. These athletes are making their final preparations. Let me explain the track triplet. This is event number 6. It's worth 100 points. The athletes will begin this event, run around the corner of the track, approach the barbells. They will complete 8 split snatch, alternating legs, the weight on the bar, 115 pounds. They've got to do 3 rounds for time. Then they'll go to the bars that you see at the top of your screen, complete 7 bar muscle-ups, run once around the track, or 400 meters. And like I said, they've got to do that 3 times.
3 rounds for time here. A little buy-in here. They're going to have to run 200 meters before they get to start their first round here. So again, pacing, you don't want to go out too hard on this first 200 and have it detract from your snatches or muscle-ups. So we're looking at Jason Khalipa there, very focused. Neil Maddox, his training partner, right next to each other.
And there they go. Now, this event will actually favor different athletes than the last event favored. And so this is the athlete that can hang in there, a 13-minute time cap. So we're increasing the time these athletes have to be intense for. And I know that athletes like Jason Kalipa, Neil Maddox, they put tons and tons of volume into their training, meaning they do several sessions in one day. So they're used to doing this amount of volume, this amount of work.
Yeah, now Wednesday, on the other hand, is a much more volume than most CrossFitters are used to, but today will be right up the alley of most of these CrossFitters and how they train, what they train, and should be a good day performance-wise. Now starting here with the split snatch, again, both feet must move and must stand back up, get the feet in a line. Both feet must move. They must split clearly, one foot in front of the other. Get that barbell overhead and stand up.
We're almost a minute into this heat, and you see in the corner of your screen the time to beat, 8 minutes, 39 seconds, set by Joey Warren in heat number 1. Asia Bartow, as he starts in on his 7 bar muscle-ups, a slight bobble, the hand slipped off. They were told they were not allowed to use gymnastics grips. However, they could tape their hands. You see that some athletes have done that. Asia Bartow, red shirt. He's got to do 7 bar muscle-ups. It looks like Justin Allen is currently in the lead, although it's hard to see. And there you go. A good look as the athletes finish their first set of bar muscle-ups and start in on that 400-meter run. That is Justin Allen, your current leader.
And right now the athletes are pretty much closely packed, at least at this point. We'll see how that spreads out as we make our way through. Now, talking about type of athletes this event favors. So generally the smaller athlete is going to do well here. 115 pounds for any of the athletes at the CrossFit Games is not a challenging weight for that split snatch, even for 8 reps. Bar muscle-ups, advantage, lighter athlete. 400-meter run, advantage, lighter athlete. So we should see some of our smaller athletes do well in this event, but certainly don't count any of the big guys out.
And Justin Allen, as he starts to extend that lead over Jason Kalipa as they head into round number 2. They'll go a little bit farther. They'll go past the first set of bars to the second set of bars, just so it's a visual cue for the audience and they can tell who's in the lead and which round they are on. So there's Justin Allen, your current leader, as he approaches the bars for the second set of 8.
And hopefully they learned from Joey Warren's mistake, as he went to the wrong set of bars coming off that first round. Hopefully the athletes were watching and they know where to go. We see Jason Kalipa there in second place, lumbering. That's a good way to describe how Jason Kalipa runs. Now, he was chomping at the bit to get to classic CrossFit style workouts. That's what he's known for. That's his domain. However, we've got a 400-meter run, which isn't great for him. Bar muscle-ups, not good for a big guy. 5'9", 210. He's got a lot of mass to move around there. So he's got to make up some points here, Mr. Kalipa, if he wants to get on the stand.
Nate Schrader, former Army Special Forces, as he starts in, this is his second split snatch. He got a no rep because his front foot did not move. So Nate Schrader on your screen and hammering out his second set of 8 split snatches. The weight on the bar, 115 pounds. Jason Kalipa and Justin Allen to the bar almost at the same time to start their second set of 7 bar muscle-ups. So that's a lot of weight, Josh, that they have to take from underneath the bar to a position over the bar of support.
Ladies and gentlemen, look at Jason Kalipa, his body size, his body type, and the ability to go from under the bar to over the bar. This is not an easy task. These are the world's fittest men. That is a difficult move to do. Go ahead, go to your local gym, go to your local playground and try to do a muscle-up. These guys are making it look easy, and Kalipa comes off the bars first and is in the lead in this heat.
Jason, he just took the lead on a gymnastics movement that does not favor an athlete of this size. We're 4 minutes, 20 seconds into this workout, this event number 6, for the heat number 2 athletes. We have 2 more heats to go after this one. So we mentioned this before, these athletes are not just competing against the other men in their heat, they're also competing against the athletes that are coming up after them. They know the time to beat, 8 minutes and 39 seconds, set by Joey Warren in heat number 1. So it looks like the pace has slowed down a little bit, but I'm surprised that Jason is actually opening up his lead and extending that lead on this second 400-meter run.
Yeah, and what's amazing here, we'll see how he finishes. Right now, he looks horrible. He looks hurting on this run, but I've never seen Jason look good on a run. And he is he's making his way through there. If he can get to the barbell and the muscle-ups, he's going to gut his way through. One of the things about Jason is he can handle a lot of pain, and he has got guts in spades, a competitor through and through. And he needs to make a move in this event to move up in the overall standings. He's not where we'd expect him to be, is in 33rd place, I believe, going into to this event. 33rd place overall, not where he needs to be in this competition. He's got to make up some ground here, and the gloves go off. These may be hindering him a little bit on that snatch or that muscle up. Really, the gloves you want to use so you don't tear up your hands for later in the event. He's figuring he can get 7 muscle ups in without tearing those hands. Other than that, the gloves are no good. They actually hurt your performance, but if they save your hands, they can be a crucial aspect. So Jason losing the gloves going into this last round, hopefully hoping that he's not going to tear on this last set of muscle ups.
We're about 6 minutes into this workout. There's your top 3. Jason Khalipa, you can barely see behind him as they reach the final set of bars. Guido Trinidad is in 2nd place. Nate Schrader, former Army Special Forces, right there without the shirt on, in 3rd place. 8 split snatches. They've got to take that bar from the ground to overhead and locked out, and they've got to split their feet, which most athletes are not used to doing with a split snatch. However, these athletes look like they've been doing it for a long, long time.
Yeah, most athletes will move their feet to a squat position rather than a lunge position on the snatch. It's more efficient, it's quicker. The requirement is to split on this event. Khalipa works his way through that barbell.
Well, I gotta say, he doesn't look like he's done 2 rounds already. He looks fresh when he reached the bar. Doing a great job on those bar muscle ups.
But Jason doing what he needs to do. He needs a lead going into the run. These other guys can outrun him on a 400 meters. He needs a lead going into this last run. We'll see if anybody can catch him. There he goes. There goes Jason Khalipa on this last 400-meter run.
He won the 08 games, and then he also won his regional this year. It was a Northern California regional, incredibly tough regional, stacked with former games competitors and just all-around great athletes. And so he comes very well. He's been tested several times already and proven that he can rise to the challenge. And boy, Josh, he is extending his lead on the run, which I just did not think would happen. There's Guido Trinidad, who has lost his 2nd place. He's struggling on the bar muscle ups, and it's costing him 2nd place in this heat.
At this level of competition, you cannot afford to break up your reps here. Guido Trinidad, that might cost him and be able to move on throughout the weekend. Khalipa with a huge lead, but he's no longer competing with the men in this heat. He's competing against the clock.
That's exactly right, and the clock says that Joey Warren finished this workout in 8 minutes and 39 seconds. Jason is approaching the 8-minute mark, so he's got about 39 seconds to try to beat Joey Warren's time. There's a good look at Nate Schrader, and he is in 2nd place currently. He's really pouring it on, Josh. Look at the length of those strides. He still looks a little fresh.
Again, competing against the clock, you've got to run. Now, Nate's got an advantage of able to run down Khalipa, and Khalipa's struggling here. He's not going to catch Joey Warren, I don't believe, unless he's got a final kick. He's given it all he has, which is what he needs to do right now to move forward in this competition.
The crowd really getting into it. About 8 minutes and 30 seconds into this workout, you can see he's got about 100 meters left. He's not going to beat Joey Warren's time unless he does something special here, but incredible effort on his part, and he's doing what he needs to do. I've heard athletes say time and time again, hey, look, if I can just give it everything I've got and walk off that field knowing I had nothing left in the tank, I'll be satisfied with my performance. Jason Khalipa wins heat number 2, unofficial time, 8 minutes, 49 seconds. Nate Schrader coming in 2nd place, just under 9 minutes right now, and 9 minutes and 2 seconds unofficial time for Nate Schrader. So the athletes will be ranked according to their overall time in event number 6.
Lucas Parker, 3rd place, another athlete that needs to continue to move up the standings. Now, a lot of what we're seeing here is some of our stronger, more powerful, fast twitch athletes who didn't do well on Pendleton 1 and Pendleton 2, the endurance events, are going to start chipping away. We're going to see some seesawing, some flip-flopping in body type and athlete type as we go through these events and get into the stadium workouts here.
Well, that's exactly right. And the athletes know that, hey, I'm not going to be able to capitalize on every single workout that comes up. There's 15 different tests of fitness. Some are going to play towards my strengths. Some are going to play against my weaknesses. And so I've got to do well when I can, and there is Jason Khalipa. He just won event number 6, heats number 2. So we've got 2 more heats coming up. We'll have, we've still got some athletes finishing this. There's a 13-minute time cap, so they still have 3 minutes left.
Yeah, we've got 2 more athletes going. Believe that's John Para right there. Obviously hurting, not utilizing his arms here. Struggling here, and this happens in CrossFit. It's happened to all of us. We can all relate to that. A workout gone bad, fight gone bad, if you will, if we want to get to a named workout. We know that feeling of giving our all, laying on our backs, and this is what CrossFitters respect, is this effort that we saw Jason Khalipa give, even what we see from John Para right here. CrossFitters love this. They've all been there. We all struggle, whether it's in a workout or in life, but we always push through, we continue, we persevere, and that's what you see in the CrossFit Games, and that's why so many people relate to it while you're watching on your internet right now, why the stands are packed. Great sport, great metaphor for life.
And there's Philip Kunip as he is closing in on his final 100 meters of this last 400-meter run. And he's going to be glad he's finished. He will take last place in heat number 2 of event number 6, the men's track triplet. Now, keep in mind, the athlete that wins event number 6 will win 100 points, and that will go towards their overall total. The athlete that has the most points at the end of 15 events will be crowned the world's fittest male.